possible, and the girls do the worst possible. On all stable matchings, of course. So we first prove the first part. So the boys have the optimal matching, right? To remind again, optimal and passible mate, we mean among all stable matchings, right? Not necessarily they have to choose. So assume that there is some boy that does not do his best possible, so he is not with his optimal goal. Right. So let's call him. Let's pick the first boy in the running of the algorithm that is not matched to his optimal choice. Any of them. Okay. So he was rejected by his optimal match, and we call him G. So if that happened, then G had a better proposal, right? So she is matched to someone that she prefers over B. Let's call him X. So that's our current match in the matching that was achieved by the algorithm. Now B was the first one who was rejected by his optimal match. That means that this guy X, with whom his favorite girl is with, who was not rejected by his optimal mate. Right. And that means that girl G is actually his optimal girl, or even better than that. Right. Now let's look at a stable matching M, another stable matching M, where B actually marries his optimal goal, G. Okay, such a matching exists by the definition of what an optimal goal for B is, right? So there is some matching where B actually happily marries G, right? But this was not found by the algorithm. Now in this matching, this other boy, X, is married to some other girl, Y. But we know that for X, G is also the optimal goal, or even better. Right? And G prefers X over B, who is her current match in the matching M. That means that X and G now what? A blocking pair, meaning that M is not a stable matching, which is a condition. So indeed, every boy gets his optimal match. Now to prove the second part, we actually now use the first part. So look at the matching that is produced by the algorithm, and let's pick a girl, G, that is married to a boy, B, who is not her passible match. Right? By contradiction. That is, there exists some other stable matching, let's call it M prime, where G is paired with some other boy X who is less preferred by her than B. Yeah. Okay, because B is not the worst possible among all stable matching. So there is some other stable matching where she does worse than that with the guy X. Now since M, the first matching, was created by the algorithm, her partner there, B, was paired to his optimal match. Okay? And that is why he prefers this girl G over whoever he is currently paired with in this other matching M prime. And now B and G is a blocking pair. B prefers G, and G also likes him more than her current match. So it is again a contradiction. So boys get their optimals and girls get their maximals. So change the rules. Some applications of why do we talk about marriages? Of course, the applications of that is not just the marriage market. Actually, it's not the marriage market at all. Although the Gale-Shapley algorithm is used indeed by some dating agencies. I didn't know, but some papers do like that. matching new doctors to hospitals after in their 4th year of the university, and this is a great deal. So, every student has to rank his top 20 top choice 20 hospitals, and then the matching is done in one. Also, the universities, of course, rank the students, and the matching is done in one day. So it's lots of craziness going on, and the Gale-Shapley algorithm is now applied in that domain. Of course, who does the proposals? Hospitals. So hospitals propose to students accept or reject, so you know what to expect. There are some extensions to this domain now with the existence of a well-known two-body problem, which is a big deal in academic world. One got a position in one place, another one got a position in another place, and apparently existing couples in the market create problems. So now stability, real-time efficiency fail due to that. It's not just one person that has to be measured in the hospital, but there are conditions like he's tied with some other node that also has to be measured in the same place. So having couples is a problem. Now, similar markets, similar domains are college admissions. So we have students that accepted or rejected from colleges. Of course, here you do not. Also, in the first example, it's not the very same variant of the setting. We do not have one-to-one matching, right? We have many-to-one matching. Many students go to the same hospital. Many students go to the same college, right? Job market. Also, many workers can work for a company. Trading, that can be many-to-many. Buyers and sellers can trade with many other buyers and sellers. There are P2P networks. There is also, in fact, matching web traffic to servers that was done initially using, trying to optimize the matching with combinatorial algorithms due to their computational complexity. In some places were replaced with Gale-Shapley algorithm to find a stable matching instead, where the preferences are given by, for instance, the solvers have preferences over the traffic with respect to the latency and the loss of packets, and the traffic has preferences over the service as expressed by the cost of the bandwidth and so on. So instead of optimizing, because it's complicated when you have lots of servers and much traffic, you can find stable matching, which is called time. Okay. And then now the huge issue, huge application domain is kidney exchange. You probably heard of that. The simplest example of it is why do we have kidney exchange, right? Because in all the countries, you may have a pair of a patient and a donor. So even if you have a kidney, the kidney may not be compatible because compatibility depends on the blood and tissue type. And you may have a pair of a patient and a donor who are incompatible, but there is another pair also incompatible, but this donor is compatible with this patient and the other way around, so they could exchange kidneys. Now, it's illegal in all countries except Iran to pay for given a kidney, right? So you cannot buy, there's no money in the kidney market, but kidney exchange is legal in the United States. So kidney exchange is possible. Now, Alan Roth, that I mentioned before, actually is a great supporter of allowing money in in Iran, where it is legal, there is no waiting list. Right. So such an exchange can happen, and if we translate it into the graph and matching in the graph, then we just have, you know, two nodes in the graph, and there is a link between them if and only if this donor is compatible with this patient and the other way around. Right. Now, the exchanges that happen in practice now is usually between two pairs, or also there are three pairs of nodes. It's a bit small, where you have a cycle, right? So this donor goes to this patient, this to that one, and this one to this one. So there are also three pair exchanges. Having longer chains empirically was shown not efficient, and it's also lots of complexity. So usually it's either two or three pairs. Here we've seen that there was some, of course, these domains require some modifications of the algorithm, because the measure is not 1-to-1, it can be many to one, many to many. Also, of course, in real life domains we may have types, so there is no strict ranking among all the alternatives, all the possible names that we can have. Also, the agents may have incomplete preferences. That is, I have some preferences over a subset of the candidates. Those are acceptable, right? And I rank them according to how much I like one or the other. Some other subset I just do not accept. So I prefer to stay single rather to marry any of them. Okay? The Gershaft algorithm that we introduced before, we didn't account for this possibility, but the extension is pretty simple. Okay, so you just have sort of dummy preference for every girl and every boy, being simple. Okay, so many to many matchings, and one other extension, also an actual extension. What if, well, in terms of marriage, what if our nodes, our boys and girls, are not only heterosexual? Or like, if you need to find a roommate, so it may be either boy or a girl, so it doesn't have to be for marrying them. Right? So what happens then? So if you have, if you don't have, so in that case, you will not have a pi-pi type graph anymore, right? So it can be any graph in which you want to find pairs, in which you want to find a matching. Now the stability can be lost. So apparently, finding a stable marriage is guaranteed, while finding a stable roommate partnership is not guaranteed. Sounds quite the opposite from the reality, but anyway, here is an example. So assume we have, I don't know, Amy, Chris, Dana, and Bill. Okay. And now Kara is Amy's first preference. Dan is Kara's first preference. And Amy is, the other way. Dan is Kara's first preference, and Amy is Dana's first preference. Now, Amy is Kara's second, Kara is Dana's second, Dana is Amy's second. Okay, that was Chris. Okay. And this poor guy is everyone's third preference. Doesn't even matter what he likes. Now what happens? Take any matching. The situation is symmetric, if you can see. So there is a cycle between these guys with their preference, and they all hate this guy. Doesn't matter what his preferences are. Okay, rename them anyway. Okay, take any matching. What can it be? Someone is matched to him, unhappily. Dana. And then these guys are matched. Can't be stable. Why? Obviously, this guy wants to leave. Right? He'd rather be with any of them, but in fact, he is the first preference for Chris. So Chris is happy to leave Amy for him. Okay, now we get those. Amy is married to this guy, same situation. So no stable match. There are more questions in this domain. I will stop in like 2 minutes. I will short today. Next time we talk about situations where we have dynamics in two different senses. We will talk about dynamics in matching, in finding a matching, or dynamical matching. So how can we reach a matching in dynamical way where we don't have a centralized mechanism that would propose a matching for us? What happens when, and this is more realistic indeed, when we do not get to see, do not get to know all possible mates in the market? So for instance, we have a social network. I only know my friends, and I can be introduced to friends of my friends, and maybe their friends, but that's it, right? Not too much more than that. What if we have some memories, so we forget, or we do not forget our previous mates? And then what happens with matchings in time? How can we sustain them? How can we keep them for not just find one, but also have it stable when we have other nodes coming into the market and distracting us from our current mates? So that's on Thursday, and